You're now listening to the Zod and Drea podcast.
Welcome to the Zod and Drea podcast. I'm Drea.
And I'm Zod.
We got another great episode for you guys today.
Yeah, so we got a lot of things that we want to talk about. After the first one, we got a few other things that we want to add, and it's going to be a really interesting podcast. We got some good topics. First off, in the entertainment section, we're going to actually tackle that dope Wonder Woman trailer that just came out and talk a little bit about that.
And then in the relationship section, we're going to talk about using social media to communicate your feelings to the one you admire or your significant other.
Now, we're going to see, we're going to want a few feedback answers to that one, as we go on. So make sure you check your social media and let's see what you can come up with, because, we do see a lot of people who like to try to communicate using Facebook and, being very vague about it in order to communicate with the person that they admire. So that's going to definitely be one of those topics that you're going to want to get into, especially if you're guilty of being one of those people.
And Zod, what's that phrase for being vague on Facebook?
Oh, it's vague book. I mean, come on, people. You got to be a little bit more specific. Hey, we're going to get into that one. That's in the relationship section of the podcast. Finally, the main question for this one, where the big discussion is, and we've got a lot of good answers from people that we interviewed, but the question is going to be, if you could bring one celebrity back from the dead and see them perform one last time, who would it be and why? And yesterday we got a lot of good feedback from some of the Phoenix residents here who gave some pretty good and interesting answers. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Oh my gosh, people were lining up to give us their answers and nobody was shy about it. And you had definitely a range of opinions, so we can't wait to share them with you guys.
Yeah, so, coming up on this next episode after this one, make sure you check on the Facebook page, check on our social media pages on Twitter and Instagram, and, get the scoop on what's going to be next. Soon you'll be able to download these things on iTunes and Google Play and some of the other outlets where you can get podcasts, and you'll be able to carry us around in your own little devices, and, how nice would that be? But in the meantime, make sure you go to www.zodanddrea.com to get the latest on what we do, as well as all of our other social network media. So, you ready to do this?
Let's do this.
All right. So, as we stated before, we saw it. You saw it. Comic-Con is going on over in San Diego, and they had a blast with every new movie that any nice little nerd and geek would be really hyped up and, getting their fucking panties all in a bunch and just getting all crazy about. So, this first trailer that we saw, there were doubts. But this one's looking kind of good. What do you say?
I was one of the doubters when it came to Wonder Woman, when it came to the actress that they assigned to be Wonder Woman, right? Because I grew up with Linda Carter, right? Wonder Woman's an Amazon. Linda Carter, curvy, and even Latina herself. So that was my girl. So to see this new actress, I thought she needed a burger. She needed a little bit of thickening up. She's beautiful, great actress.
Gal Gadot.
Oh, gorgeous. I'm not at all saying she's not beautiful at all. But just I was expecting something a little bit more athletic because, again, Wonder Woman is an Amazon. So when I saw the trailer, I put all that aside. It shut me up. I wanted to dig into my old clothes that my mom probably has in home and put on my Wonder Woman underoos and be part of that Amazon team. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
See, this movie looks really good. See, to me, though, she still needs a burger. I think the girl is too damn skinny, but she's definitely beautiful. She has great moves in it. I love the lasso. See, if you get a chance, make sure you go and log in somewhere and find out what that Wonder Woman trailer looks like. It's coming out, I think, in 2017. I forget when the date is. Who cares? But, in Man of Steel, that was, Diana's intro, more or less, in the DC universe. Something that's been well overdue. Still to me, I know you're Soul, Drea, but me, I'm like, Linda Carter's my girl. Like, she was dancing with Michael Jackson. She was doing her thing.
Yeah.
Spin around. She got the helmet on, whatever. Doing. Man, she was Wonder Woman. She still is the quintessential in just her look. Now, Gal Gadot, she is about, she's almost 6 feet tall. I mean, she's gorgeous, beautiful model. Getting her acting chops in, especially after that Fast and Furious movie. So I think that it's good to see her branching out, and I'm still thinking that they wound up. I guess DC wound up casting her because of her look instead, and feeling that they can mold her into something instead of finding somebody who fit the mold. I mean, that's my thing. But from the costuming, the action scenes that they had posted in there, that Pine dude, the Captain Kirk dude, is in the movie. They set it to, I think, World War One.
Right.
I think it was World War One setting that they did. When, from what I've read, I think Wonder Woman actually does all this stuff in World War Two. So it's kind of weird that they had, changed which war movie that she was active in, setting her back a little bit. But just looking at it with the horse riding, all the other Amazonians fighting.
And you saw who the other Amazonian is.
No, well, I mean, there's a bunch of
Robin
them.
Wright.
Well, yeah, Robin Wright's in it. I got to go on my IMDb and see who else is in it. But, I didn't really see her. I didn't notice her in the trailer. You did?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice her. I mean, it's a damn computer screen. Come on, man. I was just... right. Oh, Chris Pine. That was his name. I just recognized Chris Pine and Gal Gadot. Surprised Samuel Jackson's not in this movie. But I think that it's going to be something good. I want to know what you guys are thinking about that trailer in case you haven't seen it, though. Do you think that it's going to wind up linking really well into the Man of Steel? I mean, Man of Steel, what they did was they showed the photo of her hanging with Chris Pine. I don't know if you remember that Batman had broken into Lex's computer, and he had secured the photo that she was trying to get at. And that's when he was like, "Oh, this is not it's not your picture. It is you and shit." And Diana was like, "Oh, you discovered me, whatever." But Lex Luthor gave me a logo. So we're trying to figure out what is going to be next in that connection from Man of Steel to Batman versus Superman. That's the movie I'm talking about, Batman versus Superman, and see where this Woman trailer is going to go and take us.
Mm-hmm. And is Marvel going to step up and bring up a female character?
Yeah.
Superhero just like Wonder Woman. Come on, Marvel.
Which they did, but, we can talk about that in a minute. But, I think everybody's set on the fact that a Wonder Woman movie is late. Very late.
Very late.
Like DC, get your shit right, and you're still, I don't know why you're speeding up this Justice League shit, but anyway, move it along. So, you want to read off this next?
Yeah.
We've been talking a little bit about this, and we want to know what your thoughts about this, because I know you're either guilty of it or somebody who's guilty of it.
And again, the topic is using social media to communicate your feelings to the one you either admire or pining for, or the one you're in a relationship with. So do you use that format to communicate instead of just reaching out and picking up the phone and calling them or knocking on their door and directing that kind of concern or question to them? There's no right or wrong. It's just, do you do that or do you not? And if you do you find it that it's successful for you? Does it actually communicate to the other person how you're feeling? Or does it add drama? Does it add attention? What are your thoughts, Saad?
I mean, my whole thing is anybody who has to relay a message on a social media, it's like they're trying to get the attention of the wrong person, because you wind up getting the attention of everybody else. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, can you help? When all they're doing is they are directing. You're directing something towards somebody. If you feel like something, if you feel something in your heart for somebody, convey that message. It's really not difficult. What do you have to lose? What, a little bit of pride? Instead, what you're doing is you're putting your entire balls and tits out on Facebook or Twitter trying to get their attention. It makes no sense. It's a whole bunch of wasted energy. Instead, they're not. What if they are out there right now chilling, hanging out with their friends, doing whatever, and they happen to turn Facebook off? They don't see your post. They don't get that. Cool, maybe you're doing whatever you're doing. Look at me. I'm all out. I'm doing this. I'm out and about. I'm all slinking and it's cool. Look at me. I look good. I'm in the gym working out. Motherfucker, maybe you should have been working in the gym while you were dating her. Maybe you should have been doing that. Maybe you should have gotten her the flowers that she likes if that's her thing. Maybe you should have gotten her some little, candies or something like that. Maybe you should have rubbed her feet a little bit more. Instead, now, you're broken up and now you're sitting there trying to get their attention. It just seems like a lot of wasted energy to me.
And I agree. This is one thing I definitely agree. I'm just that way where if I've got something I'm concerned about, there's something on my mind, I'm going to go direct to you about it. I'm not good at just that. What did you call it? The fade booking?
Oh, vague book.
Vague booking thing.
Like vague as hell.
Yeah, I'm just, and again, it's not judging. It's not saying whoever does that, it's right or wrong. Just for me, I need to clear the air, and I need to do it quickly because I got things to do. I got life to live.
You got to speak directly to the person. Why are you speaking to me? If I see you, if I see your fucking, if I see your post, I see your post. Cool. Zodiac just saw your post. That's real cool. All right. And what? What am I supposed to do? You know what? I think I'm going to click on here and give them a heart.
Right. Because then what does that result? You did get their attention, but it was for what? Maybe 10 seconds at the most? Did it lead to anything? Did it lead to resolving the issue? No, you did grab their attention, but then it was a quick swipe, and that was it. So I just ask, just to end the drama, get clear. Just pick up the phone and talk to that person.
That's it. Fuck, at least a text.
Because communication can get so messed up on social media. We all know a text message can mean one thing versus voice to voice or face to face. So what are we afraid of? Being told no? Rejection? What's the worst that could happen? You're still going to wake up in the morning. You're still going to breathe.
Yeah, I know. Swear. What is the world gonna stop moving all of a sudden because they didn't get the attention? Like, what are you doing? I mean, could you imagine you and me doing that? Get the fuck out of here. Like,
Stop.
Imagine that.
Stop. We wouldn't even be talking right now.
I know, exactly. Granted, we live together and everything else, but shit. I mean, even friends of mine. I mean, if I need to know something or if I need some attention from them, I'll call them directly. Like, I couldn't imagine. It's like, I need to get Drea's attention. So, I'm gonna write on Facebook something really vague, and she'll understand what it is, and she'll be the only one who understands. But I'm gonna make sure everybody else sees it too, just so that I can get the attention that they want. And I hope they send me lots of hearts and likes, and they give me the sad face. Shut the fuck up.
Will it be a quote from Gandhi?
It'd be a fucking quote with a picture of fucking Gandhi and Morgan Freeman saying some shit. No. Speak to that person directly. Take my advice, okay? Take my advice, speak to that person directly. Otherwise, you know what? You're going to lose something. Agree?
Please listen carefully.
Hear this. This is the news that is going on around Phoenix. There's something that's very important that I think everybody should wind up getting into, and that's voting. Voting is a right of all people, and I think that you should definitely make sure that you're registered, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, so that you can cast your vote in November and any upcoming elections, especially the local ones, for your favorite person. So right now on July 26th, that's the Tuesday, All Votes Matter is going to be happening. This is happening at the Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church, which is on 1401 East Jefferson Street in Phoenix. This is going to be next week. Temperature should be good, so make sure that you get out there, do your whole voting process, and make sure your voice is heard. Otherwise, you're going to have to suffer some of the consequences. It's the people that don't vote that wind up losing out. So voter registration event right there, July 26th. Make sure you get out there. And that's 1401 East Jefferson Street in Phoenix, Arizona. And we are back once again. So, we were sitting here talking, Dre and I were talking, and, we were missing a couple people. We were missing a couple people. It's been a sad 2016, but, it's kind of sad for a few years now. Who we lose? When Mike left, I was like, Michael Jackson, like, come on.
But this year, you had Prince. You had Maurice White.
Yeah,
from
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I'm going back.
Okay.
Remember, this question doesn't just relate to 2016.
Bowie.
We're talking about some of the people and some of the greats that have died. My man B.B. King. Like, there are a lot of people that like lost their lives, not just this year, but in the last couple of years, where we're like, man, we're just losing so many greats who have actually. These were the people who actually busted their asses in order to make a footprint in the music industry. Like they're not the ones that were discovered on YouTube. These were people who sat there, they put hard work in, they learned how to play the guitar, they learned how to play these instruments. Whatever their skill level was, I don't care what it was. I don't care if it was just as a DJ. They mastered it and mixed it into a certain element that was just so beautiful. Whether it was they were a singer, I mean, come on, who doesn't miss, Whitney Houston or Luther Vandross, my man Barry White, like this.
And would you think Barry White right now would be successful because of his fro and, well, no, I shouldn't say his fro so much, but because of his appearance being a bigger man, would he have been attractive to like the young consumer? So you get that question a lot of like the really truly great artists, because if they were released now, would they be successful?
I mean, that's what I was asking before about James Brown, or even though she is alive, Aretha Franklin, but that's a whole different topic about the appearance of looks. So the question that we were asking this time around was, if you could bring one celebrity back from the dead to see them perform one last time, just one last time, who would it be and why? And we got to go around and ask a few people what their answers were on that, and we got some, pretty diverse answers. But I mean, just me speaking, like if it was just one person I can see right now and be like, it would be Michael Jackson, because I mean, I think he's the one person that I've wanted to see live and in concert, and doing his thing with my own eyes. I've seen a lot of good people, whether they be legends or not, but Mike was on another level.
For me, it's Tina Marie.
Really?
Tina Marie was amazing.
I'm not saying she wasn't, but
she was a great producer, a great singer, and she could play that bass and guitar like a champ.
Damn it.
I would love to see her.
You're gonna be upset when like Shirley dies and.
Oh, I don't even say it. Don't even say it. I'd be so sad.
Half a million Vanilli's dead.
Your mouth. I don't even want to say it.
You probably said anyway. Let's go and see what some of these people had to say, because we got Chrisma. Her name is Chrisma from Phoenix. And she had a little bit of something to say. Who she would love to come back from the dead, and it was a really interesting choice. So let's see what Chrisma had to say.
I'm only 30, but I got an old soul, so I'm gonna go Gerald Levert. His music brought love and inspiration, and it was all good times. And I used to clean up with it with my grandma on Saturday mornings. So Gerald Levert, absolutely, the big one.
Wow, she brought up Gerald Levert.
Old school.
I like how and it just shows how powerful music is how listening to his music brought her back to her childhood.
It brought her back to a time when, I think we can all relate. Like, that's how I got into some of that old soul and some of the, the artists of yesteryear, I should say. Some of them still alive, thank God, like Stevie Wonder and whatnot. And, but, like you'd mentioned earlier, how, Maurice White had died.
Mm-hmm.
And even like the Brothers Johnson, Thunder Thumbs, he had passed away also. But these were those Saturdays that Dad would pull out what he calls the phonograph and, dust off his record and pop that in. And boom, once those smooth sounds started playing, it was like, get your asses up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to clean up. It's Saturday.
My mom had the stack of 45s. Mm-hmm. And on that Saturday morning, 7 a.m., it starts to play. So, yeah, I get that. It's fond memories of, for me growing up, it was like, Levert, OJ's, it was Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the mix of Pine Sol.
Yeah. Oh,
because that's when it's time to clean.
Pine Sol.
It's time to clean.
Mama tell us to throw all our clothes down over the from the second floor down to the first, and whoever was on duty. Usually it was either my mom or I think it was my sister. Somebody was on laundry duty, because Scott and I would always have to go outside. My younger brother Scott and I would have to go outside and. Either do, we'd have to cut the grass.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be doing that. Somebody's cleaning. Neil's probably inside. My older brother Neil, he's inside dusting off. But, later on as we got a little older and we were doing that, he was the one that was in charge of the music, so he made sure James Brown, rest in peace, was, playing up on there, and that's what gets me. That's that feeling, if I can, God, man, ooh, man, don't get me up there, boy. It'd be like, man, it's like, you ever see that video? You talk about rest in peace and people you'd love to see a concert with. If you ever get a chance, make sure you look up A Man's World. It's A Man's World by James Brown featuring Pavarotti. Ridiculous. You wouldn't think that an opera singer would hit it with the Godfather of Soul, but man, and that's it. It's like the death of music, It's like, come on. Come on. Let's see one more concert. But, we had somebody else who had some input also, and her name is Kat from Phoenix. And Kat had some pretty good things to say. I want you to check out what Kat said.
I'm going to have to say Bowie not only just because David Bowie is just an idol of mine, and he gave me the courage to start performing again this year. We did a David Bowie tribute this year, and it was the first time I started performing in a really long time, and he gave me the courage to have everyone come together, and it would be great to have him come back and ask some questions, and that's a really good question.
What questions would you ask him?
I would ask him, I'm always curious to see how people started going into their passions and having the courage to do what they want to do, just because I'm a very shy, indecisive person, and I'm trying really hard this year to get out of my bubble. And I would ask him how just the gift that he still has, that he can still affect all these people. I think it's beautiful.
Isn't it amazing to see how David Bowie, somebody Kat never met, but how this man just changed her life?
Yeah, it is.
And how he impacted her life. So to hear her say that he empowered her and gave her the strength to be an artist and to express herself from somebody she never even met.
And Bowie was really one of those diverse guys,
right?
Musicians.
What does that say about him and his power?
And I mean, well, God, you
and
saw
influence.
What Facebook looked like when he died. I mean, it blew up. So I know a lot of people who had really felt his loss. But the fact that they're able to live through it through his music, and it inspired them to be what they are. I mean, that's kind of impressive. I mean, you were telling me how she was shaking a little bit.
She was shaking about just thinking about how he affected her, and how he, the way that she told me was that how he just let her come out of her shell. Man. And again, she never even met him.
Man, it's impressive. So, we also had a chance to hear from, I don't remember his name. I think his name was Jeff. I'm not sure. I believe his name was Jeff from Phoenix. But Jeff also had, something to throw in there for everybody. In fact, he had Bowie, but he had someone else there too. So he couldn't just leave with just one. Let's hear what Jeff had to say.
It would be David Bowie and Lemmy. And Lemmy from Motorhead. Oh. Okay, they're playing together, headlining for each other, and all things would be better for everybody. Always.
See, now you know me. I'm not very involved with Lemmy, but this is what this man wants to hear, and this is what he would want to see as a last concert. So that's another influence. It's somebody that is not as popular, at least not in my circle. I'm more hip hop, soul, R&B, but in his David Bowie, once again, people are feeling that Bowie loss. And Lemmy, he wants to see something like that, a dual concert, and that's what get him uplifted a little bit. But man, I know my man Shinwa. I would love to ask my man Shinwa, if you're listening, man, you got to let me know. I want to know who you'd want to come back. I almost think it'd be Whitney Houston, because I know how you are, bruh. I know how you are.
You're going to call him out like that?
That's my man Shinwa. Peace to Shinwa. You better not go away either, bro. Yo, that dude can sing. You got to check out my man Shinwa. But, for me, I mean, if it's not Mike or, I would love. One thing I also regret is Jam Master Jay dying. Because one thing I've always wanted to see is a concert with Run DMC and Jam Master Jay and put it down. And I never got to do. I didn't meet Jay. I did get to meet him. So I actually met and took a photo of him when I was in Hawaii. Like, God, it was a long time ago, damn near 20 years ago. But, that's what I would want to see. How about you?
Luther Vandross.
See, Luther.
I remember the day he passed away, and I was going to the airport, and when I heard the news, I immediately thought, I need to get there. Like, I want to go to the funeral and be with this poor mother and help her and console her, because he changed my perspective, and his the beauty of his voice was so soothing. When I first heard his music when I was about 10 years old.
Man, that dude was silk. I forgot what it was, but on a YouTube video, I think Luther was wearing like this bow tie, and Dionne Warwick was singing along with him while she was, I think it was at Grammys, but she was in the audience. And this brother, God, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was, what is it, Here and Now? I don't know if it was, I forgot which song it was, but this brother was killing it. I mean, he sounded so silky, and this was one of those live perform. This isn't auto-tune. This isn't any of that crap. Like I said, these were the artists that paid dues. They paid dues. You weren't signed unless you had a voice. Unless your voice was absolutely pristine and clear. They didn't go in there and work and tweak. They may have worked on. Not like now. Once it got digital. Luther.
Oh my gosh,
boy,
so that's another topic.
Yeah, that would be good to get Luther in on there. So you want to introduce this last guy? What's up?
Lyndon from Phoenix.
Not crazy ass Lyndon.
Lyndon, let's hear what he had to say.
All right, Lyndon, kick it up for us.
Freddie Mercury, because he's a gay icon. Freddie Mercury, because he's a gay icon, and he is inspiring to me and our community.
So Freddie Mercury was important to Lyndon. I like how he said at the end how he was important to him and his community. So I think that is really just speaks volumes of an artist, of how he can represent a community. He or she could represent a community, be a voice of a community that needed somebody to feel that they could kind of like speak on their behalf. Be boisterous, be fun, and be proud of who they are, and not really give a shit about what anybody else thinks. I mean, that is Freddie Mercury all day and night.
Yeah, Freddie didn't give I mean, if you just looked at the way Freddie dressed,
right?
He just didn't give a shit about what you thought.
I mean, how tight could those pants get?
I mean, why do you think he had such a high-pitched voice? But he had a clean voice. Like, Freddie had a clean voice. Freddie had a really clean voice. And, it's interesting that, some politicians had used Queen, and Queen was not feeling it. So, it's kind of weird how you can go on one spectrum using another spectrum's music like that, and then that community being a little pissed off about it. And, Lyndon being a gay man himself, I'm sure he wasn't feeling, the music being outright played, considering it's pretty much, not saying a gay band, but, a lot of homosexuals in the community really do look up to Queen as their voice, or at least one of their voices, so that, somebody who was outspoken, somebody who was able to, express himself the way that he wanted to. So, peace to Freddie Mercury.
And he laid the ground, he and Queen laid the ground for so many other artists to come out and be proud that they're gay, be proud of their LBGT community, and be creative, however it may be, not only in music, but in art, in film. I mean, they just led the path.
And so that's it. Tell us what you think on Facebook, and, whoever it is, Kurt Cobain, Natalie Cole, let us know, okay? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show this time and got some answers out of Zod and Drea. Go on the website, zodandrea.com. Go on our social media networks, which is all the same, Zod and Drea. And, let us know what you think.
Tell us your thoughts, your feedback, and listen in. And even if you're not going to post anything, at least listen in, and hopefully then maybe you'll have the courage next time to leave a message.
Yeah, exactly. And give us your feedback. And don't forget, Each week, we're going to wind up having a new topic of discussion. Check on the website. You'll be able to give us your feedback that way. Otherwise, you'll be able to call our phone number, leave a voicemail, and you just might be the next voice you hear. Because after all, the next topic is Adele versus Beyonce. Who is the better singer and why? Wait till you hear that. But yeah, good luck and everybody, peace.